All right. Well, here we are, Rosie, Bree, and Mike, our lender, and we are here again at Rivet Real Estate to share with you some of the great lending insights. Guys, it is not a news to anybody anymore. The interest rates have gone up. So I'm not here to announce that interest rates are going up. I'm literally here to share with you what to do now. Now the interest rates are up, what is our next steps? So our job as real estate experts is not only to help identify the best piece of real estate you can buy or how to sell your property for highest market value. It is our responsibility that we stay in touch with the lenders who are staying ahead of the curve and are pivoting their approach based on how the market is performing and creating more options for the buyers and sellers so a transaction can occur. So without any further ado, I would like to introduce Mike today. And he has been working with our team and speaking to Brittany on a very consistent basis to figure out what can be done to convert a possible buyer into an actual buyer and help remove the contingencies that will otherwise stop a homeowner from transacting. So Mike, without any further ado, take it away and share with us your experience in lending and what do you think a buyer should be doing in today's market?
All right. Thanks a lot, Rosie. Appreciate it. Brittany, thanks for having me. A little bit about me real quick. I won't bore you with all the details. Been in the mortgage business for over 20 years.
Wow.
Various positions. I've been on the B2B side of things. Of course, I originate all types of sales background. I'm with AnnieMac Home Mortgage. AnnieMac's a national lender. The company is actually headquartered in New Jersey. I am here in our Austin office. You name it, we do it. Conventional FHA, VA. We have an entire construction rehab lending department. Again, we do a little bit of everything. We're big enough that we can sell direct to Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. We sell on the secondary market. So yeah, again, I won't bore you with all those details, but we do a little bit of everything. What I think you mentioned outside the box forward thinking. One thing that our company has introduced that we're really excited about and is really gaining traction around the country is what we call our cash to keys offering. What it is a cash buyer program. Okay, so, and we have two avenues, if you will, under our cash to keys umbrella. One called cash buyer, which in our market and in a lot of markets 6 months, a year ago, had gained a lot more traction where you could go in with your client, make a cash offer, hopefully put you ahead of the other 27 offers and win a deal that way. What we want to talk about today that's actually gaining more traction in today's market is what we call buy now, sell later. So our buy now, sell later, I'll just kind of give you a high level description, overview, and happy to answer any questions that come up on your side. The way it works, you've got a client that has a house to sell. You've got a listing. They find the perfect house for their family tomorrow, and they're ready to buy. However, they need the proceeds from the sale of their current residence to buy that house. We have a sister company, affiliated company called AnnieMac Private Equity, Cash to Keys. We can approve your client for our buy now, sell later program, as well as a mortgage. We'll get them completely pre-approved for a mortgage. AnnieMac Cash to Keys, private equity, will go in, buy that house for your client.
Nice.
So now they've got the house they want. Once you complete the sale of their listing, we will process the mortgage and they will buy the house from AnnieMac Private Equity.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So now your client, while maybe it's a little bit slower time with listings, but they don't lose out on that house if they fell in love with. It's perfect for the 3.2 kids and it's close to the schools and all that good stuff. They can move into that house immediately. They don't have to. They can. They can stay in their residence. They can take their time and move, whatever works for them.
Wow.
Now, from a cost standpoint, people always ask, what's this cost? So we require the client, when AnnieMac makes the offer to buy the house for them,
yeah,
they need to put up 2% earnest money plus 2% cash to keys fee. Okay.
Okay. Uh-huh.
So that's held with the title company.
Mhm.
Once they're ready to buy the house from us, as long as they close their mortgage with Annie Mac and
Mhm.
we close with one of the title companies that we partner with,
Uh-huh.
100% of that cash to keys fee is theirs. We don't keep any of it. It is applied just like any other earnest money deposit.
Got
So
it.
what's nice is they can use our money, they can get the house they want. And again, we want the mortgage. We're not worried
Wow.
about the 2%.
So let me understand this right, because I want to make sure the audience understands the value in this. So you're saying we have a cash for keys program that is offered by your company, in which a seller A wants to buy a house. A seller A says, I want to buy the house, but to buy the next house, I gotta get my equity and my money out of my current home to put as a down payment to the next one.
Exactly.
And this homeowner is not going to like his offer if it's contingency, because then they have to wait on this house to sell to be able to buy their current home. So
Right.
seller A can actually sell their property to you and take all the cash out and remove that contingency and buy the next house and move into it and later on sell this house. Is that right?
We're not gonna buy a seller. We're not gonna buy the listing. We're gonna buy the house they want.
Okay, so you're gonna buy the next house. Okay,
Correct.
got it.
Right.
So you show up where you buy the next house so that the seller on the next house doesn't have to wait on their current home to sell. So
Exactly.
you guys will actually become a lender on their new home, and then seller chooses to sell their property at their ease and convenience and make sure there's no rush and they don't lose out on a home because a seller wouldn't accept contingencies.
Exactly right. Right.
Wow,
So,
wow,
and
that's
again,
amazing.
sorry to interrupt you, Rosie, go ahead.
Yeah, no, that's amazing. Like, I know in today's market more than ever before, like sellers are gonna be a little iffy about receiving a contingency because the days on the market have gone up.
Right.
And their concern is like, hey, I will wait on a contingent offer. I'm already 30 days plus on the market. You're gonna take another 30 days to sell. My sale just got pushed another 30 days. So the same house that I was gonna be done and closed in 30 to 45 days could be now a 90-day sale. And that is the main primary reason why contingencies are challenged to be accepted on the property. So you're saying that we can remove all of that and you guys buy the next house and work it out with the buyer. And then later on, they can sell their current home and, then balance the books out with you guys.
Right. It's a win-win, right? We remove any financing contingencies, they have to sell the house first contingencies, and the seller has a cash offer coming in with no contingencies.
Yeah, they would love a cash offer over.
Right.
Yes, Bree?
This seems like a win-win situation no matter what the market is. 6 months, a year ago, when the market was chaotic, this was a really great opportunity because contingencies weren't even, you have a contingent offer,
Right.
You get pushed to the bottom, right? It's trash.
Yeah.
But now, like Rosie was just mentioning, people are a little bit nervous about accepting a contingent offer because the days on market is longer and it could extend their closing. It's a little bit higher risk. So in this way, this is good for this market. This is good for a different market. And it's a win-win for both people involved. And what's even more interesting is, and correct me if I'm wrong, Mike, so it's only 2% basically earnest money and a 2% cash to keys money. So a total of 4% is all that the buyer would need to put into the property whenever we go under contract. And then whenever they decide to sell their property and get the new home transferred into their name, they would actually get that money back in the form of probably some sort of closing cost credit or something like that, correct?
Right, just like any other earnest money deposit or closing, however the numbers work out, correct. As long as they finance with us and close with one of the title companies that we partner with. And I just got a local company here in Austin signed up that's got some offices throughout the state. So there are some limitations to the program.
Yes, tell us about that.
There's a list of counties that we're approved to do it in. Anyway, any of the big counties we're doing it in the major metropolitan.
With Travis, Williamson, Hayes, we're good.
Exactly.
Okay. All right, sounds good. So the major metros.
Harris.
Okay, got it. Harris is
And I
okay.
can get you that list.
I would love to know that. Now, in terms of the limitations, do we need to have a certain qualifying criteria for a buyer in this scenario, or it could be just, yes, could you tell a little bit more on that?
So kind of, and can I share my screen real quick?
Oh, absolutely. We would love
I'll
to.
show you. Oh, can y'all see that?
Yes.
Yes, we do.
All right, so this is kind of the flow of how the buy now, sell later transaction works, okay?
Okay.
First of all, I'll tell you, you can see where it says list their home, list their home, list their home, list their home. You don't list their home 4 times. You can list your home any time throughout the process, but right here, once we buy the new home, it must be listed within 14 days. Just
Okay.
that's why it's showing it so many times. So this approval piece, I'll take a complete mortgage application from the client. We get them completely underwritten and approved for the mortgage. At the same time, we're getting them pre-approved for the buy now, sell later program. And when I say approved for the buy now, sell later program is we need to know how much is their house worth. We're going to get a BPO done on that house. How much do they owe? What's it going to cost to sell it? Et cetera, right? So we're going to come up with, okay, once this house sells, they should have at least X number of dollars. So that way we know what we're working with when it comes to the final mortgage process, okay? Once the approvals are done, there's a welcome call with one of our home purchase counselors. They have a call with you, the realtor, and the client, kind of explain how it works going forward, how to write the offer, here's the verbiage, here's the amendment, you know, whatever. All right, so that's with the 3 of you. You make the offer, you get the house, we buy the house, Cash the Keys owns the home. They, like I said, they can move in or they can stay where they are, either way. Here's the cost to the client. As long as we own the house, there is rent accruing.
Okay.
We own the house, your client, our client is now, quote, a tenant, right? That's that fact that we calculate the rent. It's 0.7% of the sales price. Okay.
Okay.
So easy number in my head, a $500,000 purchase is $3,500 a month. Right. That's prorated daily. So if you sell their house in 2 weeks, they just owe 2 weeks worth of rent. If it takes if it takes 3 months, they'll owe 3 months worth of rent.
Got it.
The client does not write us a rent check. That just accrues and will be a line item on the closing disclosure when we close the mortgage. Purchasing.
Wow, this is remarkable. So you're saying a buyer, you will buy a house for a buyer and they're only accruing rent, but they're not physically paying you any rent. It is all settled on the books at the closing table. So nobody has a financial liability to constantly be paying out of pocket while they're maintaining the mortgage on the other one. So they only have one liability at a time, right? Is that right?
That's correct. That's correct.
Fantastic, fantastic. Now, this might sound like out of the box thinking, but what if the house doesn't sell in 6 months for one or the other reason, because of the property condition or some other issue? Like when the worst case scenario arrives, how do we handle this?
Worst case scenario, during that approval process that I showed you, we give the client a price that we will buy the house from them on day 181.
Got it. Wow.
Now,
okay.
I'll tell you, as a listing agent, you're going to want to sell it before then, because it's about, I don't understand, or I don't get into their calculations. I understand it. I don't get into the calculations, but the ones I've seen, it's about 80% of the value of the home. Yeah. So if you got a house, listed for $1 million, on day 181, we're probably going to pay about 800.
So it's basically for the people who are serious about getting it sold within 6 months and make reasonable efforts on a weekly basis. So the day 181 never really arrives, right? So stay away from that date. Yeah.
Right. Exactly. Right.
Yeah. Got it.
Good question. That's exactly right.
Perfect. Now, what is the one reason you think buyers will ever shy away from it? Like, what do you see buyers object to?
The one that I've recently had object is what we just talked about. What if I can't sell my house in 6 months? I don't want to accept that number.
Wow. Well, that's something I would like to spend a little bit of time thinking about. Bree, what do you have to add to when people say that, what if I can't sell my house in 6 months?
You know, any house can get sold within 6 months if it's priced correctly. And, you know, as an agent, our job is to look at the market and interpret it and truly educate and share that with our clients to show what are homes selling for, what are they listed for, what are they closing for, how long is it taking to go pending? Because the market is shifting, you know, every week it's something different, right? And we look at that on a weekly basis. So will a home sell in 6 months? Yes, if it is priced correctly. We have never had something sit on the market that long and not be able to sell.
Yeah. And from our monthly market updates, Mike, that we do on monthly basis for our people, to not sell a house in 6 months should only be a concern if average days on the market to sell a home is 180 days.
Right.
You and I both know it is not true, right? Our average days on the market is 30 days right now, which is way far away from 180 days, right? So if somebody is not selling in 30, going under contract in 30 days or 60 days at the max, right? 90th day, you're done and closed, worst case scenario. And if we are not moving, it means somebody's being stubborn about the price and not accepting the market.
I was just about to say, that's what I hear from other agents is the client won't let me lower the price. They won't.
And in terms, yeah, I'm with you on that, Mike. Mike, in terms of the qualifying criteria, what is the minimum credit score required for this?
640.
640. So 640 is the minimum credit score. Now, is this open for self-employed people as well, as long as they can provide 2 years tax returns, or so it's open to everybody?
It's now not everybody, but conventional only. Actually, we can do conventional and VA, primary residence only.
Okay, so conventional and VA and primary residence only. Okay, all right. Well, fantastic. Well, Mike, what do you think I didn't ask, and I wouldn't know if I don't ask you?
You know, I think we kind of covered it. It's just something that a lot of people maybe have a little harder time wrapping their arms around. How it works. And it just takes, you know, I can be on the phone with 15, 20 minutes and walk somebody through it. I'm happy to talk to any of your agents, any of your clients that might be interested. One thing to keep in mind is the approval process. Again, we're going to get a BPO on that property. So we know it's worth $800,000, whatever the number is. So we've got to get the BPO. We've got to get the mortgage application and documentation from the buyer to submit to our underwriter for the pre-approval. So it's a 3 to 5 business day process. I've had people call me on Friday and go, "Hey, I think we want to do that buy now, sell later thing, and we're making an offer tomorrow." We haven't. No, give me a week to get you pre-approved and ready to roll.
Okay, so it sounds like that if somebody wants to go for this program, don't make a decision within 24 hours. This is something that you might want to allocate 3 to 5 business days to get ready in advance and then start running for these programs, right?
Exactly, right. I can get somebody pre-approved if they're ready to buy tomorrow with 20% down, and
but for this program,
I can get them pre-approved in a couple hours. It's just this program, again, it's got the AnnieMac Cash to Keys team that's doing their approval process on top of us doing the mortgage pre-approval process.
Okay, so Mike, in terms of you buying their next house that they fell in love with, is lender still going through the normal process of appraisal, inspections, and it takes a 30-day close, or is it a much quicker close because it's a cash buy?
It can definitely be quicker, but we do get an appraisal on every deal. While these are cash transactions, our team likes to say we're using smart cash, not dumb cash. Like maybe we've seen over the past couple of years, not all of them, but so yeah, we are going to do the inspections, we're going to do the appraisal, we're going to do the whole everything, because if something, who knows what were to happen, we buy the house, and God forbid the client loses their job. Now they can't buy it from us. Well, we have a house to market now. We're not in the business. We don't want to own houses.
Yeah, you
No
want to
matter
lend
what
your
it does.
houses.
So
Yeah.
day 181, we've never purchased a house. So
Yeah.
that's not our goal. But if something were to happen and we have to market a house, we want to make sure we've done our due diligence on it with that appraisal and those inspections.
No, that's fair. That's fair. The reason I ask is because if we're negotiating offers for our buyers who were contingent before they became aware of cash, cash program that you guys are offering, we just want to set the expectations right that just because it's a cash deal doesn't mean that you're going to close in 7 days or 10 days, right? It's a normal 30-day close, which is understandably so. Matter of fact, I think they can use that time to get ready their house and get on the market because now they for sure know they have a home to sell. A home
Right.
to buy and move into, right? So that's one of the biggest reasons why people don't want to pack up their stuff and put it in a U-Haul or a pod because we don't know if I'm going to get the next house or not. I'm going to find that house or not. Well, Mike, it certainly seems like this is a solution for a lot of people who are thinking, how am I going to sell my house in today's market, which is more aggressive and competitive than what it has been? And in terms of what price you can get for the house. And it seems like they really don't have to stand in the line waiting anymore. They can simply call you and within 3 to 5 days, if they're proactively submitting all the documentation, they're well capable of getting their next home bought out all cash. And then you guys turn around and finance it for them and they can sell their current property. So contingency is solved.
Right. No, exactly. And
Wow.
we make it really easy. We've got a great online portal app, the whole 9 yards to get documentation to us. And yeah, it's a piece of cake.
Okay. So this might not be a question for you, Mike, but I would like to ask anyways. Bree, when we are marketing it on the market listings, what I would like to do is not just our buyers for our listings as well. We would like to attract a whole different pool of buyers who might not be making a move because they think they have a house to sell and they can't buy ours.
Sure.
So if we want to reach out to those people to get their attention and get their rears out of the chair and get into the car and start looking at the home and don't worry about the money, we got Mike for that. Is there any limitation to how we can market it as licensed realtors, or it is something that we can post online and add contact information and the program details in our attachments? Do you know anything on that?
I can give you some co-branded flyers.
Okay.
That have our information and your information.
I would love that. I would love that. And we'll check with MLS to make sure if there are any stipulations around how to post it. Because I feel like buyers, no problem. You solve our problem on buyers. But I'm starting to think on a whole different angle that as a listing specialist, we have a capacity to now advertise our listing to the buyers who might not feel like they're buyers right now because of one reason. They have a house to sell.
Right. Yeah, come buy this listing, use this program, and then worry about selling.
Bree, let me ask you a question. You and I have been helping hundreds of families every single year in transacting. If you have to look back to the number of families we helped who have to sell first, then buy, what percentage of people you think are in that boat with us on a regular basis?
I don't count the last 2 years, probably about 50 to 60%.
Guys, 50 to 60% of the people we have been helping in the last 2 years, it became a little bit of an anomaly because contingency didn't even work. It was like, it was a reason to get your offer rejected. So forget even submitting an offer like that. So prior to this COVID chaos that we went through, 50 to 60% of our clients were buying and selling at the same time. And Mike, I'm telling you from experience, I cannot tell you the amount of stress and a headache a homeowner has when their offer is accepted on the next house and their current house is not sold yet.
Right.
So we want to make buying and selling a memorable experience for everyone. And we really appreciate you actually showing up with us today on the call and creating an elaborate demonstration around how simple it is. And the cost, what did they say? 2% for earnest money and 2% for cash for keys cost? Literally 4%. So if we have 4% of the funds available to move forward, we're ready to go. So it's not 10%, 15%, 20% down payment, just 4% of the sales price, guys. If you have saved up, you're ready to go.
Now you will need the additional down payment later.
Yeah, which can come from their house, right?
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
Because a lot of people, they don't make a decision because they think they don't have 10%, 5%, or 20% saved up. How can they make a move on the next house. So
Exactly.
as long as they have 4 to 5% money saved up, they're ready to go. And matter of fact, that money is going to be applied back to their down payment and closing cost once they close with you on their next home, right?
Correct.
Right. So it's literally not a cost, it's an investment.
Right.
Wow. Well, Mike, anything else that we should?
One more thing, Rosie. One
Yes,
more
yeah.
thing, Rosie, Brittany, that I didn't mention, I want to mention because it's come up, I only come up 1 or 2 times, but right now, the max purchase price will allow on this program is $1 million.
Wow. Okay.
Once again, it goes to the fact that, God forbid, something happens and we own a house, we don't want $1.5 million, a $2 million house that we're trying to market.
I
Now,
got
we're pushing myself here in the Austin market, as well as some counterparts in Colorado and on the East and West Coast. We're trying to get that bumped up to maybe $1.5 million. No guarantees yet, but we're pushing for it. Just because, I mean,
Wow.
the Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac loan limit's about to be over 700. So, or they're saying. So anyway, we're trying, but right now, it's if you've got somebody looking to do this, to buy a $2 million house, sorry, we're not the answer.
Wow. Well, Mike, this was super helpful, and I don't think there's any complexity around it. As long as somebody is clear to make a decision and they're ready to go, you guys have made it super easy to understand Cash for Keys program. And I thank you that rather than just sitting on the sidelines and waiting for market to turn and waiting for buyers and sellers to get over their, get over the fact that market has originally finally shifted, you
Right.
guys are actually creating solutions and loan programs that are going to allow a buyer and a seller to make a decision easier. So I think you guys are a key component in making sure real estate continues to transact in today's market. So I thank you for that. And I'm so excited to have our buyers and sellers listen to you. And I'm sure we're going to have a ton of follow-up questions. Please send us that marketing flyer that you're talking about. And I would love for more info on this program that we can blog with our clients and share with them and your contact information. So guys, this is Rosie, Brittany, and Mike. And today at Rivet Real Estate, we brought to you a Cash for Keys program. So if you're a homeowner and you've given up on the idea to buy next because your down payment is all captivated in your current home, listen to this video. And if you don't have the patience to listen to the video, just simply email us or text us at the phone number below, and we'll be happy to summarize it for you and get you moving to your next place of dreams. So guys, thank you so much.
Definitely.
I hope this was helpful. We look forward to bringing more things of value to you on monthly and weekly basis. If there is something that you want to know about and we have not brought to the table, contact us. We want our next conversation and video about something that matters to you. Until then, make it a great day. Bye.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Bye, Mike. Thank you.